Welcome to episode 2 of String Instrument Show and Tell, and today I'll be showing you the Greek baglamas. So this is different to the baglama, the Turkish instrument. This is actually related to the bouzouki, the Greek instrument that is also related to the Irish bouzouki that I showed last week. So this is kind of like the little brother of the bouzouki. So the tricorder bouzouki is tuned D-A-D, and this is the same, it's just an octave up. And the lowest string is actually tuned in an octave pair rather than unison. So you see here a thin string and a thick string. That's a difference between the Greek and Irish bouzouki as well, which I didn't mention last week, that the Irish bouzouki tends to be tuned in unison strings similar to a mandolin, while the Greek bouzouki has these low strings tuned in octaves like a 12-string guitar. During editing I realized that I actually had the baglamas tuned incorrectly before, so I'm going to do a bit of a replay through some of the playing to do the instrument a bit more justice. So I haven't tuned it all the way up to the DAD tuning because the strings are a bit old and I'm worried that they're going to break. At the moment it's in CGC tuning, so one note below the normal. The baglamas is fairly popular in the rebetiko music in Greece, and I believe in that music it tends to have more of a chord roll. So the bouzouki, the lower pitched instrument, will play the melodies and the baglamas kind of sits over the top with the chords. So that's kind of the sound that you get from it. I can also play melodies, so with this open tuning it works quite well to be playing melodies up and down the top string and keeping these low strings as a drone, kind of like a dulcimer. That kind of thing. And you can also play Irish tunes or things like that on it when it's in the normal D tuning, and that works quite well for Irish tunes. Stuff like And part of the instrument's popularity came from the fact that it was small enough to hide in a coat while you're on the street. So during the junta era, where the police were persecuting musicians and smashing instruments, the baglamas was small enough to be hidden away so that the musician didn't get their instrument smashed. The instrument has a range similar to a mandolin. It's missing the bottom string. So actually I've got my mandolin here. Compare them, you can see the mandolin is a lot bigger, like the body size is about 4 times the size of the baglamas, but the strings are and the mandolin's probably slightly out of tune at the moment, but yeah, the D string on the mandolin is the same as the D string on the baglamas, in terms of pitch. And then you get basically 3 octaves of range, so 1 octave between the 2 D strings, another octave to the 12th fret, and then the last fret is just a semitone under the final D, so just under 3 octaves. And it plays pretty well even on these very high frets. And the intonation's not perfect, but yeah, you can play and get a fairly full sound. It doesn't fret out on the upper frets. This instrument, this specific instrument, I actually got as a gift from my brother, which he bought in Athens, and he actually painted a design on it. So you can see here, we've got a nice little mural of Theseus and the Minotaur and a labyrinth there, and he's also painted this labyrinth pattern around the outside and waves on the neck. So yeah, this, I think I got it from my brother just after I bought the bouzouki. So it was kind of the start of my collection of strange folk instruments. In terms of the price, I don't know, since it was a gift, what my brother paid for it, but I'd be guessing something in the order of like 50 to 150 euros. But with the extra artwork and stuff on it, it's really basically priceless at this point. You can find them online for probably, I'd say probably 100 euros is a good price to be spending on one if you want something with decent quality and decent intonation. And so I'll give a demo of the instrument. So the tune I'll play is called the Seikilos Epitaph. So this was, it's a song that's about 2,000 years old that was discovered written on a tombstone in ancient Greece in what's now Turkey. And it was written by a man for his wife who just passed away. And so it's the oldest complete song. So we know of older songs, but they've been fragmented, like bits of tablet that the entire song isn't there. But this one, because it's a fairly short melody, we actually have the entire tune written out and we can play it now 2,000 years later, which is pretty cool. So yeah, here's the Seikilos Epitaph.